Hello everyone, my name is Gabrielle Wunsch, and I'm from Wisconsin. This is the final discussion post for Education 201. I'm going to be talking about 3 things in this video. First, what I learned about being a teacher. Second, what do I see as the biggest challenge facing me on my journey to become a teacher? And 3, how do I envision using technology in my classroom? The first thing I learned was the 5 C's of being a good teacher. First, commitment. Second, being caring. 3, being courageous. 4th, being conscious. And this means being aware of your interactions with your students at all times. How you act really affects your students, and that's why it's important to be conscious of that. And 5th, being centered. It's really important to be a centered presence in your classroom when things are going crazy. You have to be the calm, centered one. The second thing I learned is that there is about 3.6 million teachers in the United States. That is a lot. I also learned that schools started in the 1600s when the Puritans established colony schools. And then in the 1820s, the common schools, which is also known as public schools, first started in Massachusetts. I also learned about multiple intelligences, auditory learning, which is when people learn best through verbal lectures, discussions, talking things through, and listening to what others have to say. Also, visual learners need to see teachers' body language and facial expressions. They think in pictures. And then lastly is kinesthetic learners, and they learn best hands-on, so basically doing things. I also learned about flipped classrooms, which is using class time to do homework problem solving and presentations by teachers as homework. So basically you're doing your work with teachers and discussing things, and then your homework is listening to the lectures. And then the last thing I learned was about the 3 C's of the newest wave of technology in the classroom. And these are connecting, communicating, and collaborating. All very important. I think the biggest challenges as far as me becoming a teacher is going to be developing my personal education philosophy. There's a lot of different things you have to think of and a lot of things you have to put into that, and just making sure you develop the right one and that it really fits what you think. I also think the praxis tests will also be pretty difficult. I've had friends that were teachers in the past, and they said that those tests were really difficult to get through. And I'll use technology a lot in my classroom, hopefully. One of the things that I really would like to use is simulations for my students to see things that they might not normally be able to see. For example, like seeing how planets move. Or like having an experience like skydiving or anything like that they wouldn't normally be able to just go out and experience. Also, I will make sure my parents are really involved and be able to track the children's progress at school. Making sure students are connected to their parents and parents are connected to them. Basically just the communication is something that I'm very passionate about. I want to make sure that I always know what's going on and that the parents do too. It's important when you're teaching students to be on the same page. And then lastly, I will use assistive technology for my students that need extra help. One of the things I can use, for example, if one of my students is blind, I'll use texts that are braille. Also, I'll use interactive whiteboards to just keep my students more engaged and just really make sure they're paying attention. Yeah. But I learned a lot in summary, and I'm really hopeful that this will keep me successful and help my students learn as well. It was a great semester. Thanks so much.